Hi, guys, and welcome to the Ky's Corner podcast. I am your host, Ky Bologna, and I am so excited to be here today. Today's podcast episode is honestly kind of just inspired by my day. I've had a really incredible day today, and I know I always say that, but today was just really nice. And honestly, it's been a really nice week in like a really people forward kind of way. And it's just been like a really great feeling. Today's episode is all about being a better person in what my personal opinion is my most important trait, and that is my ability to communicate. It's something I've always worked on, and it's something I've always been working on. However, this last couple of years, it's just like something that I've really flourished in. And like I feel like I have a really great ability to communicate, and B, my job is literally I get paid to talk to people, and like I feel like I'm really good at it. And I think I'm at this very specific point in my life where I'm really honing in those skills. Like my let me just walk you through my day today. I went to work. I had a really incredible day at work, and I had like 3 different guests just tell me like that I was like really awesome and like super kind. And like I just have all these guests that like will tell me really intimate information about their life, and like I just feel like I give people this ability where they can like trust me. And like I had a woman tell me some like really happy personal news about like her family being in the hospital, and it like made me feel like such a good person. And like I gave her a hug, and we like hugged it out, and like I just like want people to feel like they can tell me things. And I don't do it in a malicious way where like, okay, I'm going to take this information that you're giving me and I'm going to use it later. Like I could. I am my mother's child, and I absolutely could. But like I don't want to. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be ruthless. I don't want to be that person. And to be honest, those things don't make me feel good. Those things don't make me feel fulfilled. But when a guest is like telling me a great story and like feels intimate or feels connected to me enough where they feel like they can tell me those things, it makes me feel extremely wonderful. And then for like to have that physical connection, I think is really important. And I think like I think we don't hug enough in our society. I don't know about you guys, but like I was raised in a house that like does not touch. There is no touching. There is no hugging. We don't hold hands. There's no kissing. They don't do that. And it's like I grew up not realizing that like most households hug each other. Like not all. A lot of people actually are like me, but like I think physical touch is a very normal thing, and I don't think it's this thing we should be scared of or afraid of. Or if you have a child, I don't think it's something you should like tell a child they can't do. Oh, speaking of children, I just want to side note that I was in the Target, and there was this little girl, and she was a literal icon. She's waving around this bag of goldfish. Loved her. And like she just had this energy. And like she was talking to somebody, and like I was like kind of near her, literal like an 8-year-old child. And I was like, "Oh my God, I really like your jacket." It was like pink and it had all these bows. And she goes, "It's a vest. Thank you." And I said, "Oh my God, of course," really ties the whole outfit together. And she was like, "Ah," and then literally just hugged me. And I was like, this is the best day of my life. I was like, this is the best day of my life. I personally don't want children, but I do really like kids, and I do like think they're our future. And like it's just so wonderful. And the mom was like, "I'm so sorry." And I was like, honestly, this is the best day of my life. Is I can go outside and have a child hug me every day. I would love that. With this much energy, it was everything I could ever want. It was so amazing. And like honestly, like I'm also a single person, and like I just love to go to the stores, and like I just love to flirt. Like I just love to talk to people. There's this new guy that works at this store that I go to super often, and he's always like are you a psychic? And I'm like, no, I just like know things. And he's like, how do you retain this information? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I just remember. And like, I just love how much of a communicator I am. And like, 5 years ago, I would have never said that about myself. I've talked about this a lot. I've talked about my past quite a bit. But like 5 years ago, I was like, I did not talk. Like, I did not talk to people. 5 years ago, I was actually like a senior in high school. So 5 years ago, I actually was fairly competent in my speech. But like, when I was like a freshman in high school, I was not a big talker. And like when I was in middle school, I was like practically mute and I like did not speak. I did not speak. And like even when I was like super young, like I literally would not talk, head down. If somebody tried to talk to me, I'd literally cry. And it's just like now I'm the kind of person to like pass you on the street and be like, "Hi, how's your day? How are ya? Hope the weather's treating you good." Like, I'm so New England. I just can't help it. And I just, like, I really love it. And, like, I think that's something I'm missing in my life is, like, people and this ability that, like, all people can, like, and should be okay. And, like, we should all have, like, the ability to talk to each other. I think we live in this society that is so phone forward that like it makes us really antisocial. And like for me, my biggest goal of this coming year is to be more vulnerable. That's something I want to focus on. And to me, being vulnerable is more so about communication than almost anything. I just want to have the ability to communicate. And especially, like, I am 22. I am single. And it's like, I want to be able to flirt with people. There's this new guy at this store I go to all the time. And he has this really luscious hair. And I'm plotting my moves. I'm plotting and planning. And also, it's just like, there's no expectation. And I think it's really important to, like, not expect anything from people. So then when we get all this goodness back, it just, like, feels awesome. It just, like, really, truly feels incredible. It's like, you are special. And I want you to know that, like, every single person watching this is special. And every single person watching this wants to be a better person. And everyone wants to communicate better in their own way. I'm not saying you have to be like me. I'm not saying you have to live your life like me. But, like, for me, I live alone, and sometimes I get lonely, and sometimes I go to the store just because I want to talk to people. And, like, I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't. And, like, I'll go to the club, and, like, I just love it when people talk to me. Like, I'll make you talk to me for, like, 45 minutes. And, like, I don't know. I think life is so short, and, like, I don't want to be scared anymore. And for me, I think I was just so scared to talk for so long. And I don't ever want to be that again. I don't ever want to feel that again. And like, to me, communicating is such a great way because like, we're just connecting. As people, we're just like truly connecting. And I think that's like what humanity is all about. And like, for me, that's being a better person. I want to have, like, manners. And, like, I don't need Southern hospitality in, like, a bless your heart kind of a way. I want to be, like, kind and, like, cool. And, like, I don't know. I might not always say the right things. And I might not always do the right things. But I'm always trying. And I'm always trying my, like, absolute best. And, like, that always makes me feel good. How many of you, like, go outside and, like, somebody gives you a compliment and that, like, makes your day? That's, like, such an incredible feeling. And I think it's, like, a pretty universal feeling of, like, oh, wow, that made me, like, feel good. And, like, I love to give people compliments. I think it's really important. And it's like somebody actually told this to me once and like I'll never forget it. But it's like, why would you deprive that person of a compliment? Why would you not tell that person that you like their outfit or you like their hair or like whatever? Like, why would you deprive them? I went to the Petco and I got Kenneth dry food today. And I was just like being my little self, humming, singing along. And this guy was like, you actually have really great energy. And I was like, thank you. And like, that made me feel really incredible. And I was like, what are you doing later? Anything fun? Like, it's like, I think it's just like, I think it's important to communicate. And I think it's important to conversate. And like, here's the thing, right place, right time, right? Not everyone wants to talk to me. Not everyone wants to like have a good time. And like, that's okay. That's like, everyone is allowed to have their own path. And I'm never going to make somebody feel bad for wanting their own path. And it's just like, it is okay. And like, I also don't always know how to communicate. And I don't always know how to keep the conversation going. And that's okay. Silence is also okay. And it's something I'm also working on. I think sometimes I talk so much that like, I just want somebody that truly listens. And like, I think that's why I'm so grateful to have like a platform like this is like, you guys don't have to listen if you don't want to. For me, I like podcasts like this, especially in video format, because I could just like put them on and I can listen while I'm doing things. But like, it is a really wonderful feeling to know that my voice is heard, even if it's like one person watching. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. And I want you to know that like when you guys leave comments, I read all of them because like it makes me really happy. And I want everyone to know that like you deserve this. Whatever it is you're looking for in life, as long as we like slowly work towards it and we slowly build that staircase, you are going to get that. For me, connections are such an important thing. And building building connections and building those bridges with people makes up my humanity, and that makes me a better person. Even something as simple as what works in my favor or what works in our favor, right? My apartment, for example. I knew a guy that knew a guy, and I got really lucky, and he owned a property. And that's how I ended up here in my apartment where I've been living for about 3 years. My washer and dryer, my coworker that I was working with, had a washer and dryer for sale at the exact time I needed to buy one. And I got them really cheap and they're really nice. And like, those are the little things. Networking is all a part of like being a person, right? I always love to ask people what they do or where they live. Those are like great questions. And it's like, you never know who you're going to meet. Or like I do hiring for like the job I work at, and it's like, you don't know who you're talking to. You don't know the next person that could like potentially be your boss. You don't know when people are watching. And I don't say that in a way to make you feel scared or unsure or feel like you always have to be on your feet. But for me, like, I think people see me in such a positive light because I feel like I am just always really radiating this positive energy because I like to, and because it makes me feel good, that people always see it and people are always watching, and like, it's actually a really good feeling. I'm also at this point in my life where like, I don't need people to like me. I don't need people to be my friend. If I want you to be my friend, like, we can be friends. And I don't think communicating is bad. I think I've gotten actually really good at boundary setting, and it's something I'm like really working on, and it's something that's taking me a long fucking time to learn, you know? And like every day I'm still learning, every day I'm still trying, and it's like, I'm really proud of myself, and you should be really proud of you too. And you are becoming a better person, and I'm so proud of you. Because we are all here on this earth, and we all want to be the best versions of ourselves. And we're going to slowly build that staircase, and we are going to get there. I love you all so much. don't forget, there will always be more talking next time. The podcast goes up every Monday and every Friday on video format and in podcast form. And then my regular YouTube video at Ky Bologna goes up every Wednesday and Thursday. I love you all so much, and I will see you all next time. Bye.